Hey, welcome to this week's episode. Today we're actually doing a book club. Book clubs are one of our favorite things to do, you can tell. These are a lot of the books that we've featured in our book club over the years. And this is kind of a new set that we're premiering, right?
Yep.
John actually had the idea to organize it this way, and I kind of like it. I think it's pretty cool.
Great.
Yeah.
I had a good idea.
You have lots of good ideas.
Uh,
So the book that we're discussing is ROI Focused Email Marketing Guide. And this is by Robin Hatfield. And when this came up on the book list, my first thought was, are we still talking about email marketing in 2024? I mean, everybody's moved on to all these shiny objects and all of these fabulous things and so forth and so on. But then I look back on all of our most successful campaigns over the last 10 years, and every one of them has an email element to it.
one of those simple things you were out talking about in a previous podcast.
Right. There is an example of, and I think this is probably true, and I'm actually going to try and prove this. I don't have the data yet to prove it for the aviation industry, but one email address is worth 300 likes on any social media channel.
Interesting.
Yeah. The reason they say that is because, if you have an email address, then you're in control of the relationship. The social media platform is not. So in a lot of cases, if you see somebody like your stuff, that doesn't necessarily mean you have their contact information. You don't have the ability to contact that person, except maybe via direct message through the platform if you are able to.
Present.
Yeah, and if you're able to, and I know like on LinkedIn, you can get a premier account or whatever, where you can send email to people that you're not connected to. But otherwise, if they're not connected with you and you don't have their contact information, a like is worth practically nothing, right? That's a pretty good indication, if you have a good data over time of which are your most popular posts and which got the best engagement. And, it's really useful for that sort of thing. And it's also useful for building a network and building your community and social proof that what you're saying is engaging and popular and things like that. But an email address is a totally different thing, because if you have somebody's email address, you can look up a lot more information about them nowadays, And people are a whole lot more likely to give you an email address than they are to give you a phone number.
Yes, I guess that's true.
Yeah, I mean, it's kind of an interesting cultural phenomenon that people are hesitant to give out their phone number, probably because they don't want to be interrupted, they don't want to be called, etc. But they will give you an email address, and you feel like you have more control over that. But one thing I've noticed, and this is because we just had this conversation the other day, where you were telling me you got way too many emails in your inbox. You really, really, really need to take care of that. And I'm like, why do I need to take care of it? Half of it's spam. But everybody has a CFO or a tech guy or somebody telling them you really need to take care of what's in your inbox. There could be something important in there. That is not necessarily true of your inbox on a social media platform where it's probably 99% spam. Emails, every once in a while, you get something important. So you can't just ignore all your emails. So you have to at least scroll through the subject lines. And if you see a subject line that's important, you're going to hit it, right?
True.
Or a subject line that's interesting, that catches your
Well, at least
curiosity.
See who it's from.
Yeah, exactly. And if it's a great question or a great topic that incites your curiosity, you're going to at least click through to the email to see more about that. So email has a credibility factor that other things don't.
To a point.
Yeah, not to the degree of, I'm going to say direct mail, postal mail in the United States. When you get something in the mail, that probably has a higher degree of credibility than an email.
Used to.
Because it's a physical
get some pretty good spam in the email.
Yeah, it's true.
Snail mail now.
Yeah, it's true. So, yeah, I mean, it is a problem. Spam is a problem and everything else, but a lot of people have a way of sorting that out. And they still have to at least scroll through their emails.
Yep.
every once in a while and are more likely to do that. And I guess I would put the caveat on that one email address from somebody that actually opens their email is worth a heck of a lot more than that, especially if it's of a qualified prospective customer.
True.
So still good to collect emails, still good to send emails, still good to do an email newsletter, still good to be at the top of people's inboxes every week or month or whatever. So it'll be interesting to see how that conversation goes about the book.
True.
Cool. And it's a short one too. This, compared to all of these, this is a really short book. So people have been asking for shorter books because they're busy this time of year.
Okay.
All right. Let's jump into the conversation.
Hey, Paula Williams with ABCI. I just wanted to let you know that we did have an amazing book club conversation that kind of devolved into great advice about sales with Gary Addington and Abdul Aliyu. Gary is with Fortune Jet and Abdul is with Boeing. So I'm going to link to both of them in the notes from this session. Unfortunately, the recording file was corrupted when I tried to save it to my computer. It had an error in saving the recording. So we don't have that, which is horrifying, but it is what happens sometimes with live events. So anyway, I'd recommend that you connect with Gary and with Abdul. They're both great people in the industry with a lot of amazing things to say and really fun people to talk with and to do business with, I'm sure. Anyway, signing off for this episode and apologizing for the technical difficulties, but we'll see you next week.